Hello. I bet you thought I was going to go on without pushing the magic button. I almost did. Hello there. This is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks.
Hello there, James Maynard, otherwise known as Sweet Baby James. Welcome to Lighting the Way, Granny Raps and Rocks. I'm handling the chat tonight. Please chat with us, and Beth will respond to you directly.
This is a very crazy night. My computer says that it is about 7 minutes before it is, and the time isn't working. Now, don't you expect that a computer would know what time it is?
Really?
And that it would keep up with the time? But no.
Really?
But see, this very much relates to our topic. This is lighting the way, right?
Yeah.
Granny Raps and Rocks, and it's all about the human condition. And tonight I'm going to talk about, can we have fun with chaos?
Oh.
And sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. And what does it have to do with faith? And so that's more chaos. I ran to the piano, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And on top of everything, the computer has the wrong time. So it's chaos. Chaos.
You can't trust the computer. Who can you trust?
I mean, really. So, last week I was talking about faith. Can you have faith without religion? And I talked about different ways of having faith. Faith in ourselves, faith in the universe, faith in that somehow or other we're going to make it through anything, that kind of thing.
We have a couple of comments already.
Excellent.
Blanquita says, hello, Beth and James, and sends a heart of love. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Blanquita.
And Tracy says hello and sends a heart of love and caring.
Oh,
thank
you.
Same back at you.
Thank you very much. So we're very happy to have you with us tonight. So, as I said, last week I was talking about faith. And some people have religious faith, and sometimes they seem a little calmer because they believe somehow that everything is going to work out for them, that God is watching over them. But even if you don't believe that, you can also have other kinds of faith that make you a little calmer. And like I say, faith in your own capacity to deal with whatever happens, faith that things work out, faith that even if things don't work out at all, that there's something to be learned. And James?
Yes, we have another comment.
We have a comment that your
yes,
computer is
Amy
going to die.
Yes. Amy says, hi, Beth and James. Chaos. Oh, how fun.
Yes. And we have more chaos because now we've been notified that James...
My battery is low
on
my computer.
So you better go.
I'll be right back. You
so
carry on.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. James and I found a buyer for our house. And we only have like 2 weeks more to find a house to move into. They're giving us a little bit of time because the housing market is chaos, right? So we found a house and we loved it and we made an offer, and Todd says hi and sends love and more love, and we're sending you back, Todd, love and love. And so the people who were, we gave them a certain time to answer, and they didn't. And we sat around all day. We actually didn't sit around all day. I was busy all day with escrows and all kinds of stuff. Very hairy day. Have a doctor's appointment. For the first time in history, I get to the doctor's appointment on time. Turns out I'm a day early. Now that's a little bit of chaos, right? But there's so much going on that I'm having trouble managing, So anyway, we decided to make the best of it. It was something like a 20-minute drive to the doctor. But we decided to take a walk with the dogs, which was wonderful because they needed to poop anyway. And so we get home and we're looking at the clock and we're looking at the clock and we're looking at the clock and we're looking at are they, in fact, ever going to answer us? And son of a gun, they didn't. And the time passes, and we're thinking, oh my God. So, supposing we think this is the perfect house, we're all excited. I mean, we're like totally like in heaven. And what happens? We sit there all day with our stomachs churning. And so we started to look at other options. There was another house that had some chaos associated with it.
That's right.
And what I mean by that is the report from the neighbor across the street is that there are 2 young kids living there.
Teenagers.
And they're smoking pot, and they've dropped out of school, and there's real problems in that house, and the police have been called, and there's 3 trailers and a boat or 2 boats in the driveway. And so we're thinking, oh no, we don't want that house. So now the other house, the one that we wanted, we're not getting anything, and we're thinking, well, maybe the universe is trying to tell us that we should buy that house with the chaotic neighbors because in some ways it's better. It's bigger, it's better for my piano.
It's more beautiful.
It's more beautiful.
It meets our needs more fully.
In some ways, but not in others.
By the way, Todd has come on board and says hi and
I've
sends a heart of
already
love.
said hi back.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Okay, carry on.
He's plugged in now. And then James and I get into a big fight. Now, I was like, it was really interesting when we didn't get the answer so long on the first house. I kept telling myself, well, maybe there is a better house. Maybe this is the universe. And I started getting all excited and happy. So, see, now look what's happening. There's chaos, and I'm all happy. And I'm thinking, well, that's really interesting. Maybe we're supposed to do something else.
Yes, and by the way, Elizabeth is here, and she says hello and sends a heart of love.
Oh,
Thank
excellent.
you, Elizabeth.
Thank you. So I'm like, yeah, maybe we're supposed to buy that other house with the problematic neighbors and steps that we have to get a chairlift and spend more money and all of that stuff. So I'm really happy. So on the way home, there's something happened, and James and I started fighting. Now, what do you think happened to that good mood? Bad.
It disappeared.
Did you tell me already that Amy said how fun?
Yes.
Oh, you
Yes,
did?
I did.
Okay, well, how fun, Amy. I don't remember if I replied or not. So now everything is like, oh, I'm stressed. What are we going to do? I don't want that house. Do you want that house? I don't know. You know, and it's like, all of a sudden the mood goes south. Now, isn't that interesting? Nothing objectively has happened, but something has happened subjectively. James and I are not in harmony with each other. It no longer feels like chaos is exciting and interesting. Now it feels like it's shitty and miserable.
Well, there has been a whirlwind of activity on your part, and so it's kind of exhilarating to watch you doing that.
Oh, yeah, because I was working on the sale of this house and the loan for the other one and the escrow and all of that. So, and I knew I had a show tonight, so it has been chaotic. So, finally, we get the answer. The other buyers have made a cash offer. Well, and meanwhile, by the way, we were trying to up our offer. We did. We couldn't reach our real estate agent and said, please make them a full price offer, because we didn't know at that time what was happening. All we knew is we weren't hearing anything, and we knew there was another offer, which there hadn't been last night. So we tried everything, and we couldn't reach our realtor. And finally she gets back to us and says, these people have made a cash offer. Well, cash is king, baby. So at this point,
the universe has spoken.
it has. But now instead of feeling all excited, oh, that means we have an opportunity to get something else. You know, I'm looking online. There is nothing else except the house with the bad yard, the crazy neighbor, and all of that stuff. So
But it's a beautiful home.
it's a beautiful home. So we're crabby. Meanwhile, we're trying to make an offer tonight, because, you know, houses, if they're good, they are going to leave the market. And so we could be out again. But we are committed to our show. So that means we had to have a signed offer, an amendment, and a pre-approval letter in like maybe 30 minutes.
Right.
And and have it all signed and everything. And you see the outfit I'm wearing. This is because this is what I was already wearing. There wasn't anything about, oh, I should change my clothes. I'm sitting there, and James and I are not doing well. All right, so we start to
We're doing better now that
we
I figured out a solution to what we were talking about.
Okay.
At least I'm doing better.
He's doing better. Anyway, I haven't even had time to listen to his solution because I'm so busy with everything. Anyway, all of a sudden, things kind of cleared up enough between us. We both checked in and we got that we should make an offer on this house. We contacted our co-buyer. She was able to get to us at the very last second. We got the offer. I was able to sign it electronically. There was a mistake. She had to redo the whole thing. I had to sign it all over again. Then there was an amendment and an addendum, and then I get an approval letter from the lender who's
for a different amount for a different home.
Right, who happens to be sitting there at his office. And I mean, it's like 2 minutes before the show, and I'm sitting there with my plate in my mouth trying to eat dinner and sign all these things at the same time. Is this chaos? Now, all of a sudden, this is feeling good again. So now what is the point of this? It's not to just say, oh, my God, you're crazy. Why didn't you just wait till tomorrow morning? Well, we had that experience already. You snooze, you lose. And maybe...
They who hesitate are lost.
Of course, houses are not selling except when we want them. You know, all of a sudden we find out that there are people coming to look at this house
From out of town.
from out of town. And it's like, oh, my God.
Well, they're serious.
But here's the issue. Why was it fun sometimes and not fun the other? It had to do with our state of mind. We could see the possibility that not getting what we wanted initially could be better in some ways, right?
Yeah, we did that.
And we were really like, oh, yeah, let's do it. And then we started arguing, and it's like, terrible. I hated the house. Anyway, he hated me. It was just great. So it shows you, I mean, this is important. I'm trying to say something really important here. What I'm saying is how much of our state of mind impacts our relationship with change.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I was feeling connected with James and everything was going on well, I felt I had faith. Oh, the universe is guiding us to Now, this may be happy horseshit anyway. And guess what? We may get a rejection on this house, too, because there were 2 other people who looked at the house yesterday, and they may make an offer and blow us out of the water again. But when we were connected, we were able to be more in faith, in relaxation, in trust in the universe.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
when we were not connected, and when we were fighting, we had no faith in ourselves. We lost it, guys. And so that the chaos just felt like stress. And it didn't feel like fun.
Whereas earlier, it felt enjoyable, it felt pleasant.
It did. And then later, as I was sitting there trying to shovel the food into my mouth, that felt like fun too. It's like, whoo, look at this. How many things can we get done in the next 30 seconds? And I'm trying to read the thing. You know, escrow paper is a lot of paperwork, but all I was doing was signing. And I happened to find the one thing in the offer that was a mistake. How I found that, I will never know. I mean, I barely looked at it, I can't see anyway. But it was all with that upbeat feeling. So now, I want you to look at how you react. Yes, you. I'm talking about you, dude, girl, them. Anything in your life chaotic? I know there is, always, because life is very chaotic. Like 1 minute the sun is out, the next minute there's a storm, you've got a hurricane, you've got a drought, you've got fires. I mean, how are you going to look at all that and say, oh, this is fun? But there is a way. I remember when James and I had to evacuate our home. Thank God our house did not burn down. That would not have been fun, but maybe it would have been
From wildfires.
From wildfires. But everything else burned, but just this little area and we lived did not. And if our house had burned down, I could have taken the attitude. Now, isn't this interesting? I wonder where we're going next. I wonder if we're going to rebuild our house. I wonder how I would want to rebuild a house. Well, I've never built a house, right? I mean, not to say it's fun, all easy or not stressful, but I could have said even that might have been fun as long as I had insurance. I don't think it's, and you say, okay, well, I didn't have insurance. I lost everything. Well, then we get to have fun. It's like, oh, I've never been unhoused before. Now, I know that a lot of things in life are really painful. Oh, yes, I've fallen down a flight of stairs and I've broken my back. How fun. So I'm not being stupid. I mean, things are really difficult. But we can embrace new experiences and say there's something to be gained from this. There's something to be learned. There's a way to make this more fun. When I fell and broke my arm, we had a retreat very shortly thereafter, and I was in extreme pain, and people were coming from all over, right? And I had to lead this retreat, and I don't take pain medication. I took 2 Advil a day for a few days for a broken arm, and yet there was a certain element of let's make the best of this. Of like, oh, a new experience, except it wasn't that new because 10 months before I had fallen and broken my other arm. But it was like, okay, it's like another one of these. Do you understand what I'm saying, or are you pissed off that I'm saying this? Are you feeling like, oh, I don't want to hear this. I really don't. What an idiot she is.
Well, during that retreat after you had broken your arm and your arm was in a sling, somebody took a picture of you with your fist raised up and it showed your fighting spirit. And you were in there, you were spirited.
That's right.
Yeah, no matter what.
So, guys, there are a lot of things in life that I dread happening. Things that I just don't want to have happen. Some of them are really serious. Some of them are just stupid, Of course, we never think anything that we want is really stupid. It's like, oh, yeah, is that guy going to ask me to the dance or not? I can say, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm going to have fun going by myself. Or maybe I'd rather have fun watching Netflix and not being at the dance at all. And so there are things that are not that important. Then there are things like, oh, my husband dies. Oh, what fun. But there is an element of, wow, I get to see what it feels like to be my age, disabled, and totally on my own. And I wonder how I'm going to handle that. There's, James, you use the important word. By the way, I have no idea. Oh, I see we're good on time.
The important word. Adventure.
The word was spirit.
Spirit.
When I feel my spirit, it's amazing what I can handle and still have good spirits and still be loving and caring and meet the challenge on the ground, right? And when I don't have my spirit, I'm thrown by everything. Oh my God, I have a hangnail. Yeah. So what do you think of that? You got something to say? Anybody out there got something to say? What about you, James?
Well, I've been through lots of different things, and my faith, my spirit got me through it. Um, most of the time, I wouldn't say all of the time. There are times when I've been dispirited, but I've been pretty adventurous, and I would take off and I say, okay, what's the new adventure? What's the new chapter in my life?
Yeah, are you doing that now, James?
Well, I was doing it as regards to this home that we thought we were going to be buying, but we know that this new adventure is going to certainly be underway when this house, which now has a buyer that we own, is finally sold, and they are ready to move in, and we're ready to move out. That's going to be a new adventure. So it's inevitable we're going to have a new chapter in our life in some way or the other.
So how are you doing with that, James? Like every little piece of this, how do you think you're doing? And it looks like we've got a
Oh.
comment.
Yes, Amy says, what do you mean exactly by when I have my spirit? Is it faith in the belief that things will work out, or at least be an adventure?
You know, I think that's right, Amy. It's like I believe things are going to work out. I have some trust in myself or the universe, or it's meant to be. Okay, it wasn't meant to be. We bought that house. That must mean that there's something else that's meant to be. But also, it's like a lightness. I can't explain, but I bet you know what I mean. There's a lightness in me, a joy in me,
A buoyancy.
a buoyancy. That is when I know I'm connected to my spirit.
And life is not defeating you.
That's right.
You've still got your spirit, your buoyancy, your energy.
Right. Now, some people, their spirits were broken along the way, but get it back, dude. And when I don't have my spirit, everything bothers me. So, James, where do you think you fit on the spectrum? Are you in the spectrum of everything bothers you?
A lot of things bother me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what are you getting from this show other than pissed off?
I'm getting that I need to embrace change.
Yes. Chaos.
And
Chaos.
chaos.
'Cause
the
that's life.
The chaos of change. The
Yes.
chaos of life.
I mean, you want to know about
And-
chaos? Just look
and-
at our political
Yes,
situation.
and not throw
Climate
in the
change.
not throw in the towel, but
Right.
stay strong in my spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And see life as, okay, if not this, then what?
Right. So maybe when you feel yourself so stressed out by every little thing, which happens to him, which is unfortunate, it's a hard thing to cope with for him. It's a hard thing to cope with for me too. But it's like, am I connected to my spirit right now? So that spirit, it's like something light within you. There is,
Oh, Amy says, being unshakable maybe, though flexible at the same time.
absolutely
Unshakable.
flexible. How
Unthinkable.
else can I describe spirit? It's the light that guides me. It's the lightness that I can find in myself sometime when I'm not reacting. It's who I really am when I'm not caught up in my reactivity. There is my spirit. And I hope you connect to yours very soon. Maybe I'll do another show on that. In the meantime, would you please like or love this show? Would you please share it with other people who might need to hear it too? Because everybody's life is difficult and chaotic, and life is always throwing us some kind of a curveball, right? If it's not one thing, it's 10. And so share this program, love it, follow this, our
Follow this page.
our page. That's it, Facebook, our Facebook page. And come on Thursday nights, we play music, magical improvs, and we're going to do that tomorrow night and let people know about it. There it is.
That's it. Not reacting. Wish that were easier.
Oh, I know, but we're always being challenged. And that's when we feel, it's like I can't tell you what the Spirit is or how to reach it, but when we're not reacting, we automatically have it. So let's do it together.
Relax, be natural.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for coming. We love you. Leave your comments
It's great
too.
to have you with us.
If you leave your comments later, I will answer them when I get to them after I finish up with all the other things that I'm supposed to be doing.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.